Right, so.
No, it was after the American cars that were going to the bank.
The God's out, are you vlogging yet?
Good afternoon. Today I'm down in the small village of Broughton, I'm not sure, in the Scottish borders, and we'll be walking the John Buchan Way. I nearly said John Muir Way. It's the John Buchan Way, which is a cracking short trail between Broughton and Peebles, based around the author who is known to frequent this area in his youth, John Buchan. If you've not heard the name, you'll probably be familiar with at least one of his books, which is the 39 Steps. And there were a few films made, one by Alfred Hitchcock, I think in the 1930s, one with Kenneth More in it in the, I think it was the late 50s actually, and a more recent one in the 70s. So John Buchan Way, 14 miles, got the tent with me, and my usual walking partner seems to have regressed in age a little bit. So this is a bit of a shakedown for the coast to coast as well, and getting used to some of the new gear. So I'll be doing 7 miles this afternoon, probably camping by the Tweed, and then the rest of it into Peebles in the morning. So I climb out of the village almost immediately and come across this place, which I guess is Broughton House. I don't really know much about it. I'll pop some info up on screen when I get a moment to do some research. But it's a sort of typical 18th, 19th century Scottish castle type place. It probably dates back a lot longer than that, but I've got a dovecot just popping out the back there. But the trail here rises up into the hills behind Broughton, actually up onto Broughton Heights, using various old drove roads, and nothing too extreme on this. There's a few climbs. I think we've got 3 climbs in it over the length. There's just one between Broughton and the Tweed, which is this one we're on now. I think it lasts for about 3 or 4 miles. But it is a quite fabulous trail in the borders. I've seen folks start using this as an option on a Land's End to John O'Groats as well, as a link through to the Clyde and into Glasgow that way. It's just a pity there's not more routes like this in the borders, as you'll see as we go on. This is a bit of a surprise. Whole area has been enclosed with some deer fencing, and it looks as if the whole hill has been planted. Now I'm not sure what they've planted. Hopefully it'll be native stuff. Guess it's maybe woodland trust. I'm hoping, I'm being optimistic and hoping it's native stuff and not conifer plantation. Well, that's fantastic if it is native woodland that they put in. Establishing that here, it'll change the whole aspect of the walk. As I say, I think it's been about 3 or 4 years since I last walked up here. So that is an incredible amount of work on these hills, because they're steep slopes as well. Enjoying it so far?
Yeah, it's good fun.
Oh, it's a bit warm today.
Yeah.
So sun's out there. Once we get up to the col here, there should be a nice breeze, I hope. But that sun is beating down, which makes a change because the weather's been rank rotten in Scotland this year, as it has, I think, in most of the UK. But that's us nearly at the top of the first climb, and then you maybe just be able to make out finger post there, or the way marker there, and once we're over that, it's pretty much downhill all the way into Stobo. Really nicely placed bench just at the top of the hill here, and we're going down through this lot. There's a nice breeze at the moment as well. So John Buchan, well, he was born in Perth in the late 1800s, and his association with the borders, I think his maternal grandparents lived in Broughton, so he'd come down here a lot during the summer for the holidays, and a lot of his novels, especially the 39 Steps, were set in this area. So I think there's one particular scene actually is down at the Devil's Beef Tub near Moffat on the same road that actually goes through Broughton. And they're very evocative of the time. I think the 39 Steps was written during the First World War, yeah, the sort of pictures he paints in the novels, it's a good adventure romp, but you get a real sense of the borders and the Borders Hills. I think the Kenneth More film, which is probably the more famous one, that was set in the Highlands. I think filming took place up in Aberfeldy, or somewhere along the lines, but one of the iconic scenes in that, it actually shows the Falls of Falach at Killen, which you'll see on the Rob Roy Way. I'll pop a link on screen just now if you want to have a look at those. But yeah, that was filmed up in the Highlands, really, rather than, but the books were actually set in the Borders with Robert Henney as the fugitive. It's possibly a wheatear. No, I don't think it's a wheatear. I think a stone chat, actually. It's a handsome birdie. So another thing that's new up here is currently under construction there. I can see the big earth moving machine over there, and they've been putting in a hill track. So I don't know whether that's going to be for more planting or whether it's for harvesting this conifer forest. It's on the hill opposite, but it seems a bit of an odd place to take it, right up into that bowl there. But certainly they've planted over this side as well, which is quite substantial. So this whole landscape will change quite dramatically in 20 or 30 years when this forest starts to mature. Maybe not a bad wee camping spot, that, just in front of the bothy.
Yeah. Probably what it's there for.
Yeah.
You can go there as well.
So it's been a bit of a climb up there from this track. There seems to be a whole load of tracks appeared up here, but the planting is incredibly extensive. All the hills around here look as if they've been planted up, so quite a significant change to this landscape on the way eventually. But we're just coming up over this col. There's a lovely breeze at the moment, really nice because it's been very warm. And once we just get over the corner here, it's downhill into Stobo, and we'll be looking to pitch up by the Tweed And something else I discovered today, there's now an official paddling trail on the Tweed, which runs all the way down to Tweed Bank at Melrose. So a canoeing trail, which is quite interesting. I've tried it once and ended up just going round in circles, so probably not for me. But it'd be, that in itself will be a lovely way to experience the river. Now there used to be a ladder style here,
Yeah.
which they've taken out for the fence. So I guess this is going to be the end of the planting, maybe.
Looks like it.
But I just love this. It's gorgeous round here. Really nice. There's a lovely little walk down into Stowble from here as well. Oh, the ladder style's still there. So you've got to get through the deer fence first.
Oh, it's quite rickety actually.
This is the place I was initially planning on wild camping. Just down by the old ruined building there. So trouble is, it would have left a bit of a longer day for tomorrow. So we'll carry on down to the Tweed. There is a river here as well, but this is quite an idyllic spot. It doesn't look like there's been any cattle on this or livestock on it for quite some time, judging by the length of the grass. This track down into Stowble is just gorgeous. There's trees lining it, there's hawthorn, there's some beautiful old ashes back there. These look like beech. I guess this was an old drove road. It's certainly probably a track up to that old ruined house there. But yeah, just it's stuff like this. It's gentle walking, and you don't have the sort of surrounding hills for the spectacular views, but it's just gorgeous. The whole of the borders are like this, but unfortunately there's just not enough waymarked routes such as this. And the John Buchan Way really is just a hidden gem. So we're just going to be camping, hopefully, on the other side of the old abandoned railway track there. The line here is the one that went to Peebles from Biggar and joined the West Coast Main Line at Symington. So you'll have maybe seen the line station walk. That was one of the first walks that I did on the channel, and that was the same railway line. Hopefully this will become part of the Tweed Trail eventually. But yeah, we'll be camping just on the other side of that, although I think potentially we might be sharing the field with some sheep, so we'll see when we get there.